going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Man City video. Today we're going to be doing the preview of Man City's away game against Aston Villa. For me, the real test here about what progress have Man City made since last season, and also just how good are Man City this season. City want to try and win the Premier League and assert themselves as a solid title challenger. You've got to do difficult away games at Villa Park. You've got to be coming back with a result. You want to win the Premier League, you've got to be coming back with wins as far as I'm concerned. So this is a real test, a true test for Manchester City, and I'm really looking forward to this game. So match information for this match taking place at Villa Park in Premier League match day number 9 on Sunday 26th of October 2025 with a 2 p.m. GMT kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports. Anyone heading down to Aston Villa for this game for an away day, do enjoy yourselves at Villa Park. It is, for me, one of the best grounds out there, a real proper traditional English football ground. Now, having a look at this result from last season, City lost at Villa Park 2-1. We struggled for momentum in that game. Villa dominated the midfield. They were finding it all too easy to create real good opportunities, and Manchester City just couldn't find a way to get a foothold into the game. Once Villa had scored first, they ended up doubling their lead. City struggled. We did manage to get a goal back at the end, but it wasn't enough. And this is a very difficult place to come and win. Villa, in terms of the fans, are going to be well up for this. To know that there's an excellent team in excellent form like Man City coming, so it's a big test for them. So they're going to be well up for this game, trying to get behind their team, and the players are going to be up in their game because they know that they're playing Manchester City as well. So we've got to be really wary of the quality that Aston Villa possess. They've got an excellent manager in Unai Emery, and it's just going to be all round a very difficult game. But if Man City can play a 10 out of 10 game, play for a large majority of this game like how we'd played our away game against Villarreal, which was Man City dominating, controlling the game, creating the opportunities, and being pretty clinical in front of goal, then we can come to Villa Park, take a result, even win this game. But we do need to be clinical, and I do feel like the team that wins this game is going to be the team that scores first. That's very, very important. If we allow Villa to get on top like we did last season, then I don't think we're going to win this game. We're going to struggle to even pick up a point. So we need to assert ourselves from the off. We can't be having slow starts like we had against Everton. We've got to be on it from the off. We've got to be finding ways of getting our most key, important players heavily involved in this game. That's ensuring that Erling Haaland's being given the ball and opportunities to score goals because he's in scintillating form. 12 goals, consecutive games for club and country. Very impressive from Erling Haaland. He knows where the back of the net is, so you've got to feed him. You've got to find ways for him to score goals. But we need to be getting our wingers involved, whether that be Oscar Bobb, Savinho, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Rayan, Cherki, Omar, whoever is going to be involved out wide. We need to ensure that we're getting our wingers involved, and we've got our team assisting and scoring goals in them attacking positions, because we're going to need them. This is a game where City need to be 10 out of 10. Anything less and we're going to drop points. So we know what we need to do. So are we going to do it? That is the question. Should be a real good game, this one, though, because Villa are in good form, City in good form, and I'm looking forward to it. I like a good test. I like for us to demonstrate where we're up to, and this is great practice when it comes to the latter stages of competitions, and great practice for the second half of the season when you get to the big important games and teams around you are looking at you trying to drop points, and they start singling out games where they feel like, where is Man City going to drop points? And Liverpool will be watching this, Arsenal will be watching this, Chelsea will be watching this, everyone will be watching this going, Villa away for City? This is a game where City could well drop points, so if we can win this game, then things get very, very interesting. So, having a look at our opponents, Aston Villa, formed in 1874, led by manager Unai Emery, fantastic manager, do currently find themselves 11th with 12 points from 8 games, 3 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Got off to a very slow start, but they've started to really pick up their momentum. Now, in terms of their form, they did lose their last game on Thursday night, 2-1 away in the Netherlands against Go-Ahead Eagles. Villa did make a fair few changes for that game. Before that, Villa were unbeaten in 8 games. games, and they had won their last 5 games in all competitions. They've won their last 3 Premier League games with wins over Fulham at home by 3-1, Burnley at home by 2-1, and Spurs away last weekend 2-1. And for me, that's their best result of the season so far. So in terms of their Premier League form, hitting very good form. So as I've demonstrated there with wins against Fulham and Burnley at home, Aston Villa know what it takes to win at Villa Park, and if it needs to be scrappy, they know how to do that. If they know where to create opportunities and put the ball in the back of the net, they know how to do that. So not going to be easy. Having a look at the dangers that Villa possess, because for me it's all over the field. Emi Martinez, World Cup winner, in goal. A good defence led by Konsa and Pau Torres at the back. Morgan Rogers driving things in attack. They've got McGinn, Macy, either Ollie Watkins or Milan starting up top. They've got options like Sancho, Martin, Buendia, Barkley, Harvey Elliott, Lindelof too. Plenty of depth at Aston Villa to help them cope with them competing both in Europe this season and also in the Premier League and trying to win a domestic cup as well, I'm sure. Now, they are missing a couple of players. Andre Garcia's missing, and I think the big loss for them is Yuri Tielemans, because he's a real engine in midfield, and I think that is a big blow for Aston Villa. But they do have depth, so their team's still very good. Lucas Digne is expected back. So I'm expecting Villa to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Martinez starting in goal. A back four made up of Cash, Konsa, Torres and Digne. And then a midfield 3 made up of Onana, Kamara and Morgan Rogers. Buendia on one side, McGinn on the other, and I reckon it'll be Milan given the nod ahead of Ollie Watkins. But I look at that team and I think that's an exceptional team. Plenty of quality in attack with the likes of McGinn, Buendia, Rogers, Milan, even Ollie Watkins, Sancho coming off the bench potentially as well. You've got Harvey Elliott, Ross Barkley. There's lots of really good options there for Aston Villa and lots of dangers that City really need to be wary of. And it's not just like they've got, like for like changes that they can make. They can really shake things up. They've got power, they've got presence, they've got strength, they've got pace, they've got everything. They're a team that should be doing, for me, a lot better than where they find themselves in the Premier League right now, which is 11th. They're a lot better team than that, and their recent form has showcased that, and I can see Aston Villa through the next couple of months going from strength to strength, and I'm sure there'll be a team that will be competing once more for a European spot. So it's a very big game, and as we saw from our game that we played earlier this year in the second half of last season in the Premier League, Villa's just a very difficult team to play. Even at home, Manchester City were struggling to create opportunities, and it was Matheus Nunes near enough with the last kick of the game to ensure that we won that game, which was a very important 3 points to ensure that we managed to secure Champions League football. So it's a very difficult game for Man City, but we've made a lot of progress since then, brought in lots of quality into our team. So I'm looking forward to Man City showcasing what they can do, and I'm hoping that we can put in a real good, solid performance, and we can demonstrate just what level we're competing at here, because this is, for me, very much an expectation game. This, for me, is going to decide what I think our expectations are going to be for the season. Are we looking at Man City trying to secure a Champions League spot again come the end of the season, or are we looking at genuine title contenders? Because at the moment it's too early to tell, and even after this game it's going to be too early to tell, but this will give you a good indication of where Man City are at and where Aston Villa are at as well. So this is a real interesting game. I think this, for me, is the game of the weekend, and I'm hoping there's going to be goals. Naturally, I can see both sides cancelling each other out, but we'll see what does happen. Manchester City formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola. Find ourselves second in the Premier League, won 7 of our last 9 games in all competitions, unbeaten in their 9 games as well. Won our last game in the Premier League at home, 2-0 against Everton on Saturday. We won our last Premier League away game, 1-0 away to Brentford. We also won on Tuesday night, 2-0 away in Spain against Villarreal, with City really finding their form, and we've kept clean sheets in our last 3 games, and if we can keep a clean sheet here, I'm confident that we can win this game. Now, we are missing some important players. Obviously, Rodri missing is a very important player. Pace at the back as well, Khusanov missing as well, that's a big blow. I am still waiting on further clarification on Nico Gonzalez. He picked up an injury in the second half against Villarreal. He went off in a heap of pain, so I was hoping Pep Guardiola would give us a bit more information on this in his press conference yesterday, but he remained pretty coy on that, so I don't know what the status is of Nico G. I'm going to presume worst case scenario, and that is Nico G not available for Man City in this game, so I'm basing my team prediction on that as well. Rayan Ait-Nouri is back for Man City. So, going to pop up my team prediction now. Fairly confident it will be Donnarumma starting in goal and going for a back four of Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. A midfield three made up of Mateo, Kovacic, Tijjani, Reijnders and Phil Foden. I feel like we could do with a bit more physical presence in midfield, just players that are going to help pick up them loose balls. I mean, Bernardo could start, but I'm just looking for a bit of power in midfield. I know that they've got Kamara and Onana, so I'm expecting them to pretty much just blitz at Manchester City. So we need some physical presence in midfield, and obviously Kovacic has got a bit of a crunch to him, but I'd just be hoping that we'd have a player there who's going to be helpful with us winning second ball, which is why in these big important games last season, if we didn't have Rodri, you were seeing the likes of Manuel Akanji starting because they were hoping that he could airily try and dominate Man City, but with Nico G not available, Rodri not available, not having Khusanov as well, we don't really have too much physical presence. Do you want to start John Stones in back-to-back games? That's the question here. We could do that. I mean, we're going to heavily rotate midweek against Swansea. Stones is capable of doing back-to-back games. It's just when you ask him to do 3 games in 7 days, he can't do that. But he's more than capable of doing 2 games in the space of 4 or 5 days. So Stones could be an option as far as I'm concerned. Rayan Cherki, I'd like to see him start, but I don't think he's going to start. And I suspect when we're going to see City doing a lot of rotation, I think that's going to take place midweek in our Carabao Cup game against Swansea City away from home. So for me, it's Bernardo Silva and John Stones, the unlucky 2 players to miss out. We'll see what does happen. I might be wrong. Now, in terms of my score prediction, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to sit on the fence here and just go safe and go score draw 1-1. I can see Aston Villa winning this game. I can see Man City winning this game. I don't know what's going to happen. It all depends on who scores first and what managing this game looks like. It's a very difficult game for both teams, with both teams in fine form as well. And naturally, when you get this kind of thing happening in the Premier League, they tend to be quite underwhelming games, very close games, low-scoring games. So, if we can make it 4 consecutive clean sheets, I'm confident we can win this game. It's just, I don't know what's going to happen. So playing it safe and going 1-1, I could be miles wrong. And I'm hoping, that's my head thinking, I'm hoping my heart's going to do the thinking here. And I'm thinking that City could sneak this and, a cheeky little 1-0 win, a second half goal somewhere. Erling Haaland more than likely would be the likely source. So we'll see. But I fancy both teams to score, so my betting tip's both teams to score. I can't not see Aston Villa scoring, and I can't not see Man City scoring. I do fancy 13 in a row for Erling Haaland scoring in 13 consecutive games for club and country, so I fancy him scoring. And Morgan Rogers always seems to up his game when playing against his former team with Man City, so I can see Morgan Rogers doing something in this game, whether that be scoring or assisting any time. Villa have got a good team, playing in their home stadium at Villa Park as well. It's one of the most difficult away games for City, so for me this should be a good game of football, and if both sides decide to attack each other, you could be in for a very entertaining afternoon, and you could end up seeing 5, 6, even 7 goals. But normally when I have such hype on a game, they end up being low scoring, so I don't know what's going to happen, and for me that makes things very exciting, because 9 times out of 10 when we're playing in a Premier League game, you can take an educated guess, whereas with this one I'm finding it a little bit more difficult, and for me that just adds to the anticipation of this game. So I'm not nervous for this game, I'm excited for this game. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen, so we'll see. Anyway, next up, Villa take on Liverpool away next weekend, another big test for them. For Man City, we're taking on Swansea City in the EFL Cup on Wednesday evening. We know if we win that, we go into the quarter-finals, and it'd be nice to take the EFL Cup serious, because we've not won it for a few years. We've been very successful, and then we just kind of stopped trying, and then we've not really done anything, and we're for a good chance of getting to a quarter-final. And once you get to a quarter-final of a competition, you've got to take it serious as far as I'm concerned. Our next Premier League game is against AFC Bournemouth at home next Sunday. Last note, I'm going to be doing a live watch-along for this game, so I will be going live at 1:30 p.m. GMT for this game. I will already have the link out on my channel if you want to go and set your reminders for that. Come and join me live, and we'll have a good chat about this game and anything else involving Man City or any other general topics of conversation. So so do feel free to go and set your reminders, and I will see you for that live watch along on Sunday. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Do leave a thumbs up on today's video. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. Going to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest City content, so do make sure you have subscribed. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links in the description as well if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you all again for the live watch along of this game tomorrow. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.